Itsoclear, high quality crystal clear clasp. Itsoclear provides you with the ability to produce and repair a clasp in under 4 minutes with a cosmetic appeal unlike any other clasp. It saves bench time while producing a higher quality dental clasp that your customers will appreciate, while increasing your profit and allowing you to concentrate on other aspects of the lab. Reasons why Itsoclear is a superior clasp: crystal clear, it will not lose its clarity, adapts easily, non-abrasive, tooth-bearing, easily adjustable, dentists can do it chairside if needed. No injection machines or handheld injectors required. Perfect for new dentures as well as repairs and replacing metal clasps. You can create an interior clasp with the Itsoclear clasp. The process takes under 4 minutes. No need to duplicate models. The clasp is so easy to work with, you can train an average person in under 1 day. There are many different ways to work with our product, but I'm going to go over 2 different ways that we recommend. However, I'm sure technicians will come up with their own way. Creating your clasp using a 3-prong plier. Warm the clasp by lightly waving it over a flame. Warning: do not overheat the clasp. Lightly pass the 3-prong plier over the flame. Again, warning: overheating the plier will cause indentations in the clasp. Adapt accordingly around the tooth by rewarming the plier as needed. After the clasp is formed around the tooth, begin to create retention. Form retention by bending a loop around the opposite end of the clasp to hold into the acrylic. Once the retention is formed, the clasp is ready to be set in place on the frame. Secure the clasp on the frame by using glue and accelerator. Finally, place the acrylic under retentive area and above the clasp so that the clasp will remain in place. Your partial denture is now ready to be processed as normal. Using your Itsoclear clasp and creating it by your hands. Warm the clasp until you see a slight droop. Form the clasp around the tooth by making sure to lock in the mesial interproxal by applying pressure with the thumb. Next, you will begin creating retention by heating tail of the clasp with a blazer micro torch and pulling the tail of the clasp inward around the distal interproxal of the tooth. If you feel as though the tail of the clasp is too long, cut by warming the scissors or knife. Continue to create retention. Once the retention is formed, you can tack clasp in place by using glue or sticky wax. Now your clasp is ready to be processed. Repairs or replacements of clasp. Cut groove where the clasp is to be formed and cut a deep groove in the retentive area. Process as normal. We have 3 warnings when working with our Itsoclear. First, when warming the clasp, be sure not to overheat. Overheating will cause clasp to bubble and break. Second, when warming the 3-prong plier, be sure not to overheat. Overheating will cause indentations in the clasp. And lastly, when applying acrylic, make sure to extend into the interproxal area to avoid black spots in the mouth. Pictures of our Itsoclear clasp. Before and after. Notice the patient has the metal partial on the lower. We created an Itsoclear clasp on a metal partial on the upper. Here are some common questions and answers. What are 5 ways you can use the clasp? How are clasps attached to the partial? How long does it take to teach a technician or a person with no experience? How do you prep the repair to replace a clasp on an old partial? How do you avoid black spots in the mouth? Is Itsoclear chemically or mechanically bonded? What type of material can be used with Itsoclear? Is Itsoclear hypoallergenic? You can also find us at www.itsoclear.com, where you can also view our training videos as well as print out a manual.